Hey guys, Alfred Montaner here, and behind me I have the wreck, the Golden Ray, and I am so fortunate that I'm actually going to do a ride along with Andy from the Minorcan Mullet so we can show you everything about this particular shipwreck. No one in the world knows more information about this particular catastrophe more than him. So stay tuned if you want to see an epic video, because it's going to be cool, guys. Real cool. All right, Andy, as we're going to section 3 that's being cut, you were telling me right now off camera that I think this is really relevant. So what are these ships here?
All right, these are other car carriers, or roll-on. They're called ro-ros in the industry. Roll-on, roll-off. That means every bit of the cargo that goes on these ships rolls on and rolls off. It's on a trailer, it's on a set of axles. This is where the Golden Ray was. This is its last port of call was here at this facility, and this is the Colonel's Island facility for the Georgia Port Authority. And you see we got two of these vessels in here now, and they're either loading or unloading vehicles. That's what they do. They get in here and they have a self-contained ramp. We get around there, we'll see that thing deployed out onto the dock, and they'll be moving vehicles on and off. So when I say vehicles, it could be bulldozers, it could be excavators, it could be smaller boats that are on trailers. You'll see all kinds of different things up here that are shipped on these roll-on, roll-off cargo ships at the Port of Brunswick here as they're moved on.
So this is exactly where it was.
Yep.
Like in this area, you know, it just undocked and started heading
out, and it would have gone right on back through the bridge, through the big bridge here, the City Lanier.
Okay.
Gone on down straight in towards Jekyll, and then it would have turned to the left. And then when it made the right-hand turn to head back out to the channel, is when they had the rollover axle.
So looking at this giant ship right here, was the Golden Ray bigger or smaller than this, what we're seeing right now on camera?
About the same size.
About the same size.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Oh no, I'm late again, bro. I hate starting videos on keeping time, guys. Oh my goodness. Welcome to St. Simon's Marine. All right, guys. This is where Captain Andy should be. I wonder if he's already out on the water. Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh boy. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. There he goes. There he goes. Doesn't he look like Santa Claus? I gotta talk to him about that. There's a missed opportunity there. Oh, guys, don't worry about it. He won't see this until afterwards, so he'll probably laugh. Wait for it. Wow, this place is cool. So look how they bring the boats up. This is super cool, dude. So, I don't know. Oh, there's a lot of people on the boat. What is going on here?
I'll look it up.
Oh boy.
Hey, you crazy Cuban, we've been waiting on you.
Are you Captain Andy from the Minorcan Mullet?
Glad to have you aboard.
Are we ready?
We're ready, we're waiting on you.
I'm sorry. You know what? I'll tell you, this place is
Traffic
beautiful.
must have been bad coming from Miami.
There's no traffic in Georgia. Don't be being sarcastic. You're ripping on Miami already, guys. All right, guys, we're on the Minorcan Mullet. What is this area called, Andy?
We're on St. Simon's Island, actually at the St. Simon's Marina, right here in the right off from the Port of Brunswick. We're gonna go out and look at the Golden Ray.
All right, guys, let's get on the Minorcan Mullet, and we got some visitors here too. Can we talk to them?
Yeah, absolutely. They're excited to be here, and they probably would enjoy talking with you as well.
All right, let's go, guys. Let me jump on the Minorcan Mullet, the Parker, baby. All right, guys, wait for it is happening. We just literally got off of the docks, guys. Look at the docks back here. So as soon as we get out of here, you already want to start telling me stuff.
We want this area right here. This is the Methodist center on St. Simon's Island.
Okay.
The Methodist religion was started on St. Simon's, and they have kind of a center here
Okay.
for the Methodist church. They do a lot of summer camps and that kind of thing there. But the entire crew that is working out on the BB 10,000 are being housed here.
Oh.
This entire campus, which normally would have had, church-going campers here during the summer, they're staying here now, and the crews are shuttled back in by boat.
So that's where
24-hour operation.
That's where they're staying
Right here.
And how long have they been staying there? Over a year, 2 years? How long?
They have been here since the COVID. Since the pandemic really started in earnest, and they actually had a couple cases, and that's when they decided to sequester the crew. And They brought them in here, so I'm guessing probably around March of last year they started them in here. So they've been here over a year.
So tell me about these waters. That's what I really want to like show, because one thing is to see everything here, but when they're actually getting some explanation of everything they're seeing, I mean, what we see on your channel is essentially you in front of the Golden Ray showing the footage.
Right. I don't really get out here much. This, from an environmental standpoint, is the biggest concern for me regarding the Golden Ray, and that's this marsh area. Because this marsh area feeds so much of the world's oceans, from the little microscopic things that come out of this marsh that feed the next smaller organism that eventually become food for tuna and dolphin and everything else that moves and swims in the ocean. It is these types of areas, there's not a lot of them, but their benefit to the world's oceans is insane. The importance of it, we get such a huge tidal influence in here. The tide goes up here, Alfred, about 7-9 feet twice a day, and we get that kind of flush in.
I noticed that yesterday. I was with my daughter Alyssa, and we were right there by the lighthouse, and the tide was really, really low. And all of a sudden, she was there looking at shells, and I'm like, "Look, baby, just leave them there, and leave the crabs there that are on the beach, because eventually, when the tide comes up." So she was like, "How do they survive?" And then we went later in the night.
And it's completely covered.
It was completely covered. She couldn't believe it. She doesn't understand, the tides.
Until you really experience it and can see it happening, which we'll probably see some today. The kind of force when the water comes in here, it runs 4.5 knots. You can't swim against it.
Yeah,
it's running that fast out here. So
this area is beautiful,
place,
beautiful,
and it's an important place to the rest of the world's oceans.
So is this all a no-wake zone here where we're at?
We're fixing to get up and get out of here.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and film that. Go do what you gotta do. I'm gonna get some footage of the area, and let's see the Parker on the Minorcan Mullet. That's so cool. This is what he does every day, guys. Oh boy. Here's a good thing about these Parkers, right? That they have handrails everywhere. So, all right, guys, let's go on the Minorcan Mullet. Guys, you see the passion, and this is what I wanted you guys to absorb, and what I wanted to capture as well. And it's different. It takes a different meaning when you see it through their eyes, What he does every day, guys. How cool is this? Every single day this is happening. So one of the biggest things that I have been interested, Andy, I mean, look, I know this is a huge thing over here, but the reason I'm here is because of you. I'm here because of Andy. So I want my subscribers to get to know you because you're the one who's here every single day reporting on this, doing this same trek every single day to get your audience and the people who are working the Golden Ray, so they know, they listen, it's all going to be documented, it's all there. And I want to know what's the motivating factor.
Well, this is home to me, and I mean, my family, I'm the 8th generation on St. Simon's Island. And the time that I've spent growing up, majority of that time has been on the water. I was a commercial fisherman for a little while. My family's been in the commercial fishing business. This is home, and this is what we do. And I'm kind of passionate about the area. Now, when you originally got started with the removal of the wreck, just the fascination of watching that process was pretty neat. But as it evolved, I started to see more and more of the operation. And some of the stuff I didn't like, some of it I still find fascinating. Some of it I question.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm out here every day. I want people to understand what's going on out here so they can see it for themselves and make their own judgment, make their own call.
So one of the things I noticed when I was coming over here, when I came in driving from Miami, I noticed that as soon as you come into this area, that wreck is an actual eyesore wherever you go. You cross the bridge, it's hard to miss it. It's that big. It's what's the crane or the BB 10,000?
BB 10,000.
BB 10,000 is. Right. You were telling me that was modified.
Yeah, originally it was constructed for the oil industry over in the Gulf of Mexico for servicing oil wells and decommissioning oil platforms. And it was built to do heavy lifting, which it does a superb job of. They modified it to come in and use it using an anchor chain off of the ship, cut that ship into 8 sections.
And it cuts it?
It cuts it. Well, it rips and tears it.
Wow.
It's cutting is a misnomer, and more just tears it apart. And
I'd love to see that process. I don't know if I'm going to be here long enough or what they're doing right now, but we'll find out and we'll try to get as close as possible. But like I said, for me, what interests me is the day-to-day why Andy comes out here. And
every day that we come out here, we see stuff that's different. We notice things that are going on that other people might not. And it's because you got to be out. You got to be out here pretty frequently.
Now we have some people that are very concerned about the environment on the boat right now.
That's right.
And we're going to talk to them later because they also have some insight and some information. And I think this is not just an Andy thing. I mean, there's multiple people that are concerned with the waters and the areas here. So
you're exactly correct. It's kind of funny that the group that's here doing it, along with the Coast Guard and the state of Georgia, they compiled they call it Unified Command, and it's a group of those 4 entities put together to kind of oversee the operation. But yes, another part of it is to inform the public of what's going on. And what their process of informing, it might have been every week. They were putting out a bit of news, or every 10 or 14 days. And we just kind of thought that wasn't enough. I wanted more.
Yeah.
And starting to come out every day and really put cameras out here to try to understand what was going on it's been a challenge at times, but I think it's important for the people and our subscribers that are on our channel that want to watch this process, that they're able to see firsthand how things are advancing and how the process is going.
Got some Craig cats over here.
Yeah, we got some rental boats out here.
So these are rentable over here?
Yep, they are.
Oh my goodness, we're gonna have to do a video on the Craig cat, guys. So I'm gonna have to do a sea trial on one of those. That is crazy. So is tourism, first of all, I mean, I'm coming as someone that doesn't know. I've never been in this area. Beautiful. It's so pretty. I mean, it's scenic. The buildings, the houses, everything is, I mean, it's like a little fantasy land. Is tourism the main industry over here?
Tourism drives pretty much everything here locally. There is, you know, there is industry. We have port industry. We have a little bit of other industry in the Port of Brunswick.
What's this?
This is some of the crew coming in here, right now.
So this is a crew of what?
These are guys off the BB 10,000, and they're coming in from their shift, and they're going back to the Methodist Center that we passed when we left the marina.
So this is. Okay, so these are the guys that are living in that Methodist
Right,
Center?
and they're working out here on the BB, working on the removing the golden ray.
That is. So I was filming that yesterday, that boat, and I was wondering, and I was like, I just got to talk to Andy. Andy knows all the cheese on everybody over here. So tourism is one of the major industries here, if not the major.
It is the major industry.
Well, one of the things that I noticed, and I really couldn't capture it, is when I was here, it's right next to the beach.
Yeah, it's right on top of it.
I didn't even know it was right next to a beach. So, are we gonna go under that bridge now? Under this big bridge now?
We will eventually. We'll get over that way. We may make just a quick jump towards the ship.
Okay.
So we can show our guests what's going on.
Okay.
And then we're going to head over that way and go over to the port and see the last section.
Okay.
That was section number 3.
Cool.
It's just separated.
I'm so excited, Andy. It's like Christmas morning, and I'm with Santa. You know. Oh no! We'll talk about that later. We gotta be very subtle about that one though. All right, guys. Here with Andy from the Minorcan Mullet. So, and there is the VB 10,000 already in the distance. Well, we're gonna start seeing it now. That is so interesting. What beautiful waters. So what depths are we dealing with here, Andy? So.
Well, we're actually in the ICW right now.
Okay.
The Intercoastal Waterway. And right now we're in about 27 feet of water. When we get over here to the wreck site, you got to keep in mind that ship was 116 feet across.
All right.
And we're going to see that about half of it is in the water. So we know that the stern of it was sitting in probably about 50, 55 feet of water. And then there's a sandbar. And it kind of shallows up onto that sandbar.
Okay.
It was pushed after it rolled over to a depth of about 20.
Okay. Cool. That is so cool, guys.
They're going to build another one, another 2. They've built 2 more. They're going.
You know, I like to keep things as unedited as possible because I want people to absorb the moment. You know, I want them to see what happens, how it happens, and so
see what I want to get your reaction when we get up to this thing and get close, and you can actually see how big this thing is. When you get close to it.
So you're making me wait for it. Oh my goodness. I am so excited about this, guys. What a cool story. And you know, now a lot of your subscribers have been following this whole journey with you every single day.
Yeah, early on. And then the ones that have joined us have actually gone back and watch the old videos to get caught up
yes.
on what's going on.
Yes. The day to day.
And it's been an adventure. From, I've had my run-ins with the Coast Guard and the FAA out here regarding this, and trying to be able to document it.
Well, I'll tell you what, in 100 years, they're going to remember you. They're not going to remember anyone else. Because Andy was here every single day documenting this. And I'll tell you, Andy, with all that footage you have, which is gold, I would tell you to do one long video of everything cut down in major events, all right? Start the thumbnail with me on the picture. No, No.
Right here.
It's never about me.
You're definitely going to make the highlight. But yeah, that's something we would like to do, is try to put everything together when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Be able to bring something to the viewers. For the guy that just stumbles on it, the viewer that just sees it.
It happens. That happens all the time.
They can kind of look through that and see it, and then maybe go back and go back to that series and find the Golden Ray on the channel and maybe watch it.
I can't wait to show it to my audience. So, guys, we're getting close here to the wreck, and it's so interesting, guys. Hold on, let me see if I can get a little closer with the zoom. So I noticed normally people in the water wave at people. That boat passed and nobody waved. I waved though. I did wave.
Some of them do. You got to understand, a lot of those guys all those guys that are working out there have signed non-disclosure agreements, and they certainly don't want to be perceived as talking to anybody that might be with the press or anybody that might be putting out a YouTube channel regarding the wreck.
So how close can we get there without them being a problem for them?
200 yards.
200 yards.
200 yards.
So anything closer than 200 yards, you'll have maybe a police officer come and say...
They have a security force on site.
Okay.
And they'll just come out and remind you of the 200-yard safety zone and ask you to pull your vessel back out.
Andy, you know what's so cool? That everybody that's involved in this whole scenario is watching this video right now.
Sure they are.
And they're gonna smash our like button because that's what we do on my channel. Even if they dislike it, it's still great, right? Because ultimately, what we want is eyes. And look, when I was with my little girl yesterday, I was with her on the beach, and I don't know what it was, okay? I don't know if it was a fisherman that threw back a shark, but there was a baby shark that was dead. And I don't know if, like I said, somebody was fishing, maybe they didn't, get it, strong enough to go back into the water, or if some of this environmental oil that has spilled along the area was the cause. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to show you right now as we pull up. I don't know if you can see this streak that's coming across the water right here through the camera.
Okay.
But that's product that's coming off the ship.
Okay, so that's some type of contaminant.
Yeah, right.
Oh wow! You see
it right out in front of us right here, and you can just going drifting right back to the ship, and that's part of the oil sheen, and that's been a continuous thing out here since they started with the project.
So they have some containment barriers, right? It's supposed to stop some of that.
They have an environmental. They spend a lot of money on an environmental barrier, and I'm not going to say it's completely non-effective.
Okay.
But it has gaps in it. There has to be holes in it for the guys to access the rig, the site, and a lot of whenever they go in or out of it with a barge or anything, they have to open it completely. So the barrier itself may be effective, but when it's open and has cracks in it, that's an obvious.
I just saw
opening.
Recently on your report. On your report, you showed something about Bird Island and something being vandalized.
Yeah.
What's the story on that?
Well, Bird Island, which is right, you can see it right back over there in the background.
Okay.
That was a dredge spoil island, and shorebirds nest on that. And part of their operation was to protect that special area. They put a containment boom all the way around that island. We'll take a closer look at it. But they had a separation of the cable, and they thought it was vandalized. They thought somebody got in there and cut it. Now we have some viewers on the channel that kind of looked at it, and
which know the most. The viewers know the most.
You're gonna. We do have some experts that watch the channel, and
experts on the comment section too.
And they'll pipe up. And we had one guy that said, there's a high degree of probability that it's just simply corrosion that is developed inside because they crimp that cable to make the ends on the cable and it looks like there may have been some corrosion that developed inside that crimp, and it separated that way. We certainly hope that's the case, and we say that because we don't want to think that anybody's out here doing something to damage this important habitat.
Which would be really a disaster.
Really, really bad. I mean, right now these birds are actively nesting out here.
Yeah.
And you know, we've got little ones and stuff. If there is, here we are, we can see the contaminants coming off the ship, and it wouldn't be a good thing for that stuff.
Okay, so we're here getting close to where we can go, right? So now we're here, right? Now, anybody that's in the area, they actually can come on the boat up to 200 yards, if you know, as long as they're not in the way or whatnot. Now, what are some of these support vessels that are here?
All right, these guys that are out here in front of us, these are debris boats and oil boats.
Okay.
These guys are out here, they're right here in this sheen area, if you'll notice, and they're looking for debris coming out of the barrier, any heavy oil or anything like that, and they do their best to get that kind of mopped up. Occasionally, we'll have a release out here that's just massive. And
wow.
Alfred, you could have 50 vessels out here and they wouldn't be able to get it all because you're so close to the beach.
I was filming from right there, from the beach with my daughter, right there. I was filming. Now I have zooms that I can like, it'll look like it's super close, right?
Right.
And one of the reasons why I wanted to come over here and do this is because I wanted people to really be immersed in this area. You know what? This is the shot that I see all the time right here. I see this shot right here, and I don't see a beach. All I see is water, and I'm thinking it's only water. This is not even, you know, a couple hundred yards from beaches and tourist areas in this area. Wow, this is so crazy, guys. Let me get a little tighter here. And guys, here's what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna get a little closer with the bigger lenses now in a little bit. Andy's got some visitors that he's gonna also talk to here. And wow, so impressive. It looks so massive. Andy, how big this VB10,000 and the ship. So how big was the ship originally?
600. The ship was 655 feet long.
655. And what kind of cargo did it have?
It had 4,200 vehicles on it.
Oh my
all
goodness.
All different kind of makes, models. Some bound for the United States, some bound for the Middle East.
So some of those had gas, oil in them.
All of them had at least a little bit of fuel in them.
You told me there was a major fire on this.
They had a major fire on May the 14th. They were having trouble with the cutting chain, kind of breaking through some of the structure of the ship. And they had access guys in there kind of cutting some valleyways for that anchor chain to make it through it. And sparked off a fire that just erupted, and it was a massive fire. I don't know if you can see it coming down the ship out there, but there are two chains that are kind of hanging down those cuts they've made, and that's what cuts the ship. That's what rips and tears.
What? Repeat that again.
There's two chains.
Oh, I see them
hanging
now.
down the hull.
I see that now.
And they attach that chain to the VB10,000, the big yellow thing, and it pulls under high tension at slow speed and rips and tears its way through that ship.
Wow, I definitely got to go ahead and get some footage on that because that is really, really impressive. So just a regular chain, it's not even a sharpened chain? Or,
no.
That's just crazy.
It's an anchor chain.
Wow, that is crazy. So they won't even know where the cars are positioned, right?
Some of our drone footage that we've done on the separated pieces, it's cut cars, just rip them in two.
But think about it, right? If there's fuel inside those cars, and you get one of those chains that's using friction, and then a little bit of a spark, that's where you can get your fire.
Catastrophe in the making.
So wow. So what? I mean, with your knowledge of that, what was the motivating factor to use this type of, I guess,
I think
system?
Originally, the original contractor that was set with the shipping company under contract started the project, but then they changed contractors to another one, and I think the presentation was that they could get the ship out of here quicker using this system, and by cutting it in 8 large pieces instead of small piecing, which was what the other company was going to do. They're going to kind of open it up, pull all the cars out, and then start working on the inside of the ship with the cranes until they got it emptied out, and then start disassembling the hull material. Well, they've had delays, they had the fire, they've had chain breaks with the anchor chain, many delays. And originally when this thing was pitched, they said it was going to be 24 hours to make a cut. And we've certainly not seen anything.
So what when they do actually start cutting with the chain, you see that they hook up the chain, how long does it take them to cut?
The quickest they've done it is 9 days.
The quickest?
The quickest they've done it. And these other...
So you're 10 days off from what you initially sold.
Kind of
Yeah.
And then probably more than 2 months, going on 3 months on the most difficult section that they had to deal with. And there were some delays along the way. They've had some problems. Again, this device, this tool that they brought over here from the Gulf of Mexico was not designed to do this. And then we knew there were going to be learning curves with it. But some of that is developed into some longer delays where they had some issues they had to deal with. We got some guys up on the superstructure right there. I can see them right now. I don't know if you can zoom in there and see those guys. But on the back, on the rear arch, I can see guys standing up there.
Oh yeah, I see them there. Here's what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna see if maybe we can get a good angle, and I can switch up the camera lens. Maybe we can go ahead, you can talk to them and explain what they're seeing as well. Even though what you were telling me earlier, Sue has a lot of information of this area and knows a lot about what's going on.
Yeah, we're gonna get Sue to give you a little synopsis on the pollution standpoint of what they've seen.
So at this point in this video, Andy, this is section 3, right?
Yeah.
How long is it here? Like when it typically, before it sails away?
From what we've seen in the past, now you got to understand this is kind of a different situation. They're not utilizing the big barges that they used before. They've got these dry dock systems that they place these sections on. And what we were originally told was they were going to process some of these vehicles here in the Port of Brunswick coming off the ship. So, that said, typically with the barges, we would see them come in and they would sea fasten, kind of clean the deck up, make the deck safe by getting the cars that look like they're going to fall out on the trip back over to Gibson, Louisiana. They would kind of tidy up and secure the ship a little bit. And then, Alfred, they got to wait for a window. They got to wait for a weather window where it looks like they're going to get about 10 days of good weather.
Well, think about that.
So
we're in hurricane season.
Right.
How quick can that be a disaster?
Yeah, they've got to have a window of like 10 days where they know that the weather's going to be pretty decent.
Oh boy, I see a tugboat. I gotta go. Wait for it. All right, guys, let's go ahead and see this. So, on your channel, when people are watching your videos, I've seen some cool drone footage, right? And you were telling me you're a licensed pilot when it comes to having a drone.
I am. I've been a licensed drone pilot for a while. Actually, got my license long before I ever even thought about making a YouTube video. But it's something that I started out as a little hobby and I enjoy doing it. I think I've become pretty proficient at it. I'm able to get some decent shots and try to position myself into the right place, right time. You know, you're in a three-dimensional space, so your mind's got to kind of work like that. Know where the sun is and how your shot's going to line up. But we've gotten some pretty good drone footage on the transport of some of these sections when they're removal from the wreck site into the port. And then out at the port, we've been able to really get in there and get some really tight stuff where you can see exactly what's going on these sections.
So section 3 should not have anything in it right now.
Section 3 is going to be full of stuff.
Oh, so it would right now at this point still have stuff.
This area right over here on this side they've cleaned out and they have equipment up there for processing vehicles that is in place. We haven't seen that spot utilized yet.
So where are the cars? Where do they put the cars?
Well, typically they leave them in the ship until they get over to Gibson, Louisiana, and then they pull them out over there as part of the scrapping operation, and they're processed over there. This is the first time I've been over here by boat to pull up here, and then right there you can start to see some of those vehicles just hanging out.
Oh my goodness, let me see if I can get in there. Hold on a second, guys. I gotta see this. This is crazy. Oh boy, that is crazy. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely nuts. Oh yeah, we definitely got some interesting footage here. This, Andy, this is absolutely crazy, dude.
You can see some of those cars, Alfred, have been cut right in two with that chain. Like this white one right here, the back of it's completely gone.
Here's a whole section that has fallen off, that they've cut off, laying on the barge.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Oh yeah, it's no joke. This is why we're finding car parts everywhere.
Wow. This is insane.
And you can kind of see, if you look down the side of it, just how jagged that is, where that chain, when it's working up the way of the ship with that VB 10,000 being pulled under that tremendous tension, just ripping and tearing its way through there.
This is incredible. You know what? Get a little bit further out.
We're going to pull around this way and try to get some, and then we'll pull off a little bit.
Yeah, pull off, because I want to get a little bit in there with my other lens, so they can see this. Because I guess let's look at the other side, right? Let's look at the other side. So this is a barge that it's going on, right?
Yeah, this is the dry dock. This system actually sinks down into the water.
Okay.
And then ships will typically float over it, and they lift it. They pump the water back out of it and lift it up out of the water. And they're utilizing these at this point to move these sections over here into Brunswick, and they've got an area up there they cleaned out to process some of this stuff.
Andy, this is insane. I'm just looking at
all these cars that are here have been underwater, because everything above they've been able to remove it on the other side. And remember, the floors too are movable, and that's why they're sitting so kittywampus. Let me get on where you're from.
Let me get up here.
Andy, he's gonna go on the bow.
Oh my goodness. Look at this, guys. Wow, there's no crocodile here, guys.
Now
wow.
You can see up there where the fire was.
Yeah.
And how bad those cars were burnt, and some of them melted. It was so hot.
Wow, guys, this is absolutely incredible. I am in shock, Andy, that this is nowhere to be seen. Like this is nowhere. I haven't seen this anywhere. And this is, look at these. You know what, Andy? What's to say that those cars are falling all the time, right? GMC, GM, Chevrolet, Dodge. This is, guys, this is insane footage. We're gonna get a little deeper in there now with the lens, guys. I'm gonna get the tripod and.
Alfred.
Yeah.
Look at this one up here. It's just cut in two, just barely dangling.
Yeah, it's right there. Look at that one, guys. It's about to fall. You know what, Andy? Get away from there, just in case it does. Just in case it. No. I don't want this to be a wait for it. I want to be able to finish the video. All right, guys. Absolutely stunning. And is this one of the cranes that moves it? Is this one of the cranes here that moves it?
We're waiting. This crane was used a lot in the preparatory part
of
the ship salvage.
Okay.
putting the lifting system on top of it, but it's here, and we're still trying to figure out what's going to go on with this guy. This is a big guy, but here they've got some of their processing equipment that's back over here for picking up the cars. That whole area is set up for processing.
So looking at this giant ship right here, was the Golden Ray bigger or smaller than this, what we're seeing right now on camera?
About the same size.
About the same size. Yeah. Holy smokes. That is a lot of ship.
I don't have the specs for the Morning Carna, but I'm going to say it's pretty close.
Wow. That is huge. That is a big ship. And there's another one over here called Wallenius.
Well, that's the name, Wallenius Wilhelms, and that's the name of the company that owns it. The name of that one is...
we'll see it up there.
Something Independent. Art Independence, Pace Independence.
So this is incredible, because now it it ties everything in with them watching this video, right? Here is where the Golden Ray was. It went under the bridge, made that right, and that's when it started happening. Now here's the question, right? Here's the question that I have. From the point that it left here,
right,
you kind of already would have known that there was a problem.
There was a noticeable issue.
And why not try to fix the issue right?
Well, at the time, the master of the ship thought that the issue was one that he could correct on the way to sea. I don't have his level of experience or understand. He knew his ship better than anyone. He's the master of the ship, and he ultimately made the decision to start the voyage.
Wow!
As you can see, the ramp system is part of the ship, and they'll lower it down onto the dock. And when they do that, it basically creates.
Oh, look at the
brand new vehicles rolling off.
Wow, so interesting. So these are brand new ships, brand new. Right. And where are most of these coming from? Where are these boats coming from? He's actually driving it like it's not his.
Yeah.
I got that on footage, guys. I got it. I mean, at what point do they start peeling out? I want to see that. So that is interesting. Let me tell you.
And the longshoremen are in these yellow vans. After they've dropped the vehicles off into the parking lot, they'll pick them up in the vans and shuttle them back, and they'll get in another
vehicle. How do I shut this off?
They'll get into another vehicle and proceed off the ship.
That is so interesting, guys.
The Karina is the same size as the Golden Ray.
Same size.
It's the same exact size.
656 feet, except for she's a 2007 ship.
So this is an older ship.
Yeah, 10 years older than the Golden Ray.
10 years older. Guys, so the Morning Karina here, unloading vessels, cars from the same size ship. Look at that. You see, for me, this is fascinating stuff, right? Because look, you can still see the plastic on the hoods. That is so great.
Another important part to understand is these cars are being loaded. There's fuel on them. They're ready to drive on and off the ship. So they have 3 or maybe 4 gallons of fuel on every one of these cars that's loaded into that ship. And we're going to try to get up here where we can shoot in there and look at the deck systems that make up these. There's multi-decks in these things, and you can kind of see the lights in there. And just how that big, it's basically a big floating garage.
I want to make it past a week at least with this video. no, but you do what you think is safe and obviously not obstructing anybody that's here.
We're in great shape here.
Okay.
We're perfectly legal here to do exactly what we're doing.
Okay. Obviously it says there in big old sign, it says no smoking.
No smoking. And yeah, for obvious reasons, the big fire they had on the Golden Ray will prove that it's not a good plan to be lighting one up.
So now I think it doesn't just look like a debris, right? It doesn't, like, these are the moments that You see an actual ship. You see what happened prior to it leaving, right? It was loaded with cars, right? Right now, in this case, this particular ship is unloading.
That's right.
But in that case, it was loaded with cars going to other places in the world or wherever it was going.
Baltimore was its next port of call.
Baltimore. And now this gives a whole different perspective of, hey, you know, you guys normally when they see your thumbnail, they see the VB-10,000, and you know, you can't really make out at this point that it was a giant ship like this that people...
Yeah, at one point, before, on September the 7th, 2019, it was sitting right here at this port, upright, being loaded with vehicles and getting ready for sea. And then September the 8th, she rolled over.
Does that ship, Sue, is that a sister ship?
No.
It's
something else.
It's a different ship, but similar length.
Correct. Similar size.
Similar
yeah,
size.
So the similar size is not the similar make. The similar make is the Silver Ray. That's like the Golden Ray's sister ship. This one just happens to be the same size, so probably the same amount of floors, and probably holds the same amount of cars too.
So what have they checked? Have they said anything about the Silver Ray now since this?
Actually, the Silver Ray came into port probably a month or two after the Golden Ray had its incident, and they did look on board just to see if there was anything similar or something that stood out to them that would cause problems. And they didn't really find anything, and you know, they kind of looked at the pilot door that the pilots get on and off through to see if that had anything to do with it, and it did. It made the ship sink faster when it tilted on its side, take on more water, so that's why it sank so fast. But other than that, that's all they really saw with the Silver Ray.
There's some tractors there with some trailers, Andy, that you were talking about.
And I want you to look over here. You can see the heavy earth moving equipment and agricultural tractors. There's some forklifts back over here that are just being either loaded or unloaded on a truck, and all that equipment is going to be either been shipped out of here, shipped into here, or it's getting ready to be shipped out of here.
All right, so we got Sue now in the cabin, and I want to introduce you to Sue. Before I get started with Sue, Andy, what is up with these horseflies, man? Is this like a common thing over here?
Well, if we didn't have horseflies, we'd have everybody from Miami up here. So the horseflies kind of.
Are you saying there's a Chit Show on the boat? Damn. All right, it's me, guys. I brought it. So we got Sue here. So Sue, look, first of all, introduce yourself to my audience. And I mean, obviously, there's so much going on here. There's a barge right here. What's this barge?
This barge we call the slot barge because this is where they drop off all of the contaminated materials, where there's contaminated booms, where there's the oil they suck off the water, or even just the porta potties. Those are toxic too. So everything on there is either supply for picking up debris or the oil, or is contaminated oil.
So this is where everything that's supposed to be on the boat, on the ship, where they're putting it. And I'm assuming at some point they take it to port and empty it out, or?
Yeah, so because everything, your oil is a hazard material.
Okay.
So for it to be traveling around on all these smaller boats, that's a lot of hazard materials moving fast and quick. And so they try to consolidate it and move it all at once and keep it in one area. And so that's what's happening with those two barges.
Okay. So we are gonna talk about a little bit of the pollution side, right? Because I mean, Andy's here. I honestly, guys, I haven't seen this on the news. I wonder why, right? But this is why we're doing this on YouTube.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the environmental side of some of the things, short term and long term, that we've seen so far. Because what's going on, and this is not to beat up. I don't want to beat up on. No, it's a huge accident that happened. Yeah. A lot of people, I mean, it's not like those captains and that company said, hey, I can't wait to go ahead and dump this, 4,000 cars on the St. Simon Sound. And so, but there is realities that there is some environmental effects on it. And what is that, and what can we do to minimize more of it and maybe help find a better solution at the end for everything?
Right, so, Altamont Riverkeeper, 100 Miles, Andy, Concerned Citizen, all have the same point of view is that we are not against anyone that's out here working on this water. They're doing what they're being told to do, and they're good at it. These guys are professional salvagers, they're professional mitigation crews, and they're doing what they're supposed to do, and they're doing it as best they can, or as planned.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. It's a bad plan. This was a bad plan. And it all happened when the deviation from the initial vessel response plan occurred. That's a direct violation of your OPA 90, your Oil Protection Act of 1990. And you're not supposed to create delays in these cleanups, and this is exactly what happened, and it's continuing to go on because a long-term play for this is to change the Jones Act. The Jones Act keeps foreign ships out of our waters for many reasons. One, they don't pay U.S. taxes. Two, they treat their folks on board like slaves. And three, their ships are not up to par like ours are. That's why this ship is such a surprise for us.
So in Miami, and I'm assuming it's here the same way, right? So I'm under the assumption that you're supposed to have a pilot that knows the local waters to come in here. Was there a pilot navigating this boat when that happened?
Our two Georgia ports is Savannah and also here in Brunswick, and they vary in a lot of ways. But one thing that's the same is that the local pilots, the Brunswick Harbor pilots, board every ship on the entry and exit of our channel.
Okay.
So this guy has been doing it for over 16, 20 years, you know, like he's running this channel since he was a kid. So he knows his channel, he knows everything that occurred. And what came from the hearing of the Coast Guard it was not his error. It was actually mechanical error or balance error. And balance comes in two ways when you talk about a cargo ship or these roll-on, roll-offs. One, cargo actually moving throughout your ships, your levels, but also to your ballast. You have to be careful when you add water and take water off. And basically this ship was non-compliant when it left Texas. It had extra water because it was expecting a storm, but then it decided to go to another port, Jacksonville, before it came here, and the ballast still was not changed. And then when it came to our Brunswick port, again, the ballast was not changed. And so therefore the ballast was non-compliant since Texas.
So out of those 4,200 vehicles that were in there, I'm assuming that, I mean, how old, Andy, how old is that ship? Is it an old ship?
Yeah, it's
Young.
almost brand new.
Oh, so 2010. So we're talking about state of the art. This is state of the art stuff.
Yeah,
it was a great ship.
there's no the systems that are on this ship. You know, is the design that went into the thing are some of the best in the world.
Okay.
But again, you're only the ship is only as good as the systems are telling the crew how to react. And we think maybe there was a breach of communication or lack of action or something.
Is there any theories like that are out there? I mean, guys, this is all speculation at this point, right? I mean, I'm assuming there's going to be like a major report at some point that says what's going on.
I had a conversation with a guy who was a good friend of mine who actually worked for one of the towing company that moves the ships in and out of the port of Brunswick.
You're going to get rid of him.
Well, he unfortunately passed away from cancer.
Oh wow, sorry to hear that.
But he was on the tugboat.
You sure it was cancer?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, you know.
He's from Miami.
I'm kind of worried about making this video, guys. I ain't even gonna lie.
Georgia has our own mobs, you know. Yeah, so.
All right.
No, it's not.
But he was on the tugboat the night that they unberthed this ship and put it outbound for the sea.
Okay.
And he said when they got to the ship that morning, it had a pronounced list to it.
Okay.
They could tell that it was not balanced.
So when they were
most of the ships
right when they were about to leave, they already saw that there was an issue.
Yeah, the tug crew saw that there was an issue.
Wow.
And I think it was brought to somebody.
And those guys can't talk for sure.
Well, I think they had a discussion about it, and the solution was we're going to correct it on the way to sea. I think is the way it was left. So they said okay, you know.
So
they're not in charge of the system of saying what can and what can't. Ultimately, it comes down to the master of the ship.
So somebody, I think, so it was gonna fall in a different area. It was gonna tip over in a different area within these waters. But you were telling me that some of the tugboats.
Again, the pilot that we had on board instantly recognized once it rolled over that there was going to be a problem because it was going to go down in the channel. When he notified the Coast Guard, he asked them for permission to push on the ship. He called the tug, they granted it, and he got the tugs over, and that's how the Golden Ray ended up where it was. the tugs pushed it up on the south bar so it wouldn't block the channel.
Wow, because if it blocks the channel, now you have a multi-million slash.
It's probably $1 million a day loss for the local economy.
Look what happened in the Suez Suez Canal, right? So that was already like a huge. I mean, we still have supply disruptions because of that in the States now because of what happened in a week. Yeah. So shout out to those tug guys who made that smart decision at the moment.
Today's show was brought to you by the following sponsors. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And always remember, amazingness. That's what we do.
Look at this. Look at this. This is crazy. They have a sign that says,
That's a ship.
yeah, that's it. That's yeah. I mean, it's not too hard to figure it out what it is, right? I mean, it's on its side.
What is that?
What is that? It looks like a ship, but it's not floating.
Could it be?
No, I don't think so. All right, well, let's go ahead and see some of these. Let's see if some of these guys catch. You think these guys can catch a fish? I doubt it, right? If we stick around long enough or no?
These guys?
Yeah.
They'll probably catch one.
I doubt it.
They'll
You
probably
think?
catch one.
Hey, you guys, you think you could catch a fish and I record you?
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. All right.
You want to catch it?
Nah, I don't touch sharks.
You don't have to touch fishing poles?
I touch other poles.
Oh.
Just one.
Heard. Get down. You post that too?
It's a stingray.
I'm saying it's a ray.
It's a shark.
I thought it was a ray at first, but not after the head shake.
Yeah, there's a lot of head shaking. Hey, either way works. Fish is a fish.
That's right. It's still fun to catch.
It's bait.
Yeah, that's bait.
It's a ray.
Yeah.
I think it's the golden ray.
Oh, I see it moving.
You got a drop net?
Nah. I got you. I'll hold you by the ankles.
I'm tall. I'm not that tall though.
I'm tall too, so it works out.
Yeah, maybe I should hold you by your ankles.
You should definitely get up though.
So what kind of sharks are you guys catching here?
Whatever one bites the hook.
Which one?
You catch a lot though. This is the second largest breeding ground in the world.
Or hammerhead.
Oh, look at him, look at him, look at him, look at him, dude. Oh my God.
Come on, Big Papa.
Wow, you guys look like you do this all the time.
First day.
First day? Nah,
Nah, it's been a minute since I've done it.
nah, I don't believe that.
Come on, baby.
Whoa. So
What is that, Alfred?
that ain't a crocodile, I'll tell you that much, Andy.
Baby Bruce.
Little black tip.
Where's Alyssa?
They're all in the park.
Oh man, I wanted her to see this because this is
We'll film it. She'll see it.
this is the same one that we saw earlier, like very similar. So what's the story? Do you guys? Is this like a local thing over here? People eat these over here or no?
I do. Oh, sorry, you're talking.
Go no! But
I
you
used to
caught
do,
them.
Like tag and release
Cool.
research.
Have you
So
been tracking
watch your fingers. You're not scared of this guy just taking you out?
It hurts, but it'll go away.
Yeah. Keep thinking.
Now the big ones, no, I don't do that. I sit on them. Give them a little pressure right
So
There you go.
You got all tangled up.
there you go, man. You know what? You're gonna be on Alfred Montaner Chit Show too. Let's see this guy's face. Wow, look at this. I don't know. I don't even trust him. Plus, he's got some wicked eyes. Ah! house. Stop playing around. Damn. That wasn't funny, man.
Sorry, I thought it was funny.
No.
You better post that. That's all I gotta say.
Edit button. I gotta go, babe. I don't feel welcomed over here. I'm out of here. Wait, let me get the. So what are you gonna do? Just release it now? You really? Oh, look at him.
Adios.
Amigo. Wow, that was pretty cool stuff. Wow. Well, I think that was the best part of my night, right? Other than that, and
Got the best bait in the world.
what's the best bait?
Whiting.
So now what? You got another bait now? So you're gonna do this all over again?
Worries.
Hopefully.
That's the first.
So what bait is this now?
This is called a whiting.
A
A little
whiting?
bigger, they'd be good to eat, but you just get a little piece of sushi off of this guy.
Wow, this video's coming out pretty cool, dude. You're like the best part of my day.
Yeah, well, thanks, man.
Hey, check yourself out. Alfred Montaner on Chit Show. You don't know who that is? That's Andy from the Minorcan Mullet. He's here all the time. Andy, you're a local here, right?
I used to be. I live in Daytona now.
Okay, but you know
But
the
I'm
area.
pretty much,
You can
yeah.
fish here. You already know what to do. So listen, this guy's a local legend over here. He doesn't want to admit it, but he is.
This guy's the legend.
Oh, stop.
I never heard.
Look at all this love going around.
Hey, you're a really funny guy. All right, guys.
Can't believe you almost got bit by a shark.
No, I didn't almost get bit by a shark. You tried to let the shark attack me.